I will be screaming and yelling about every dime they try to take away. I had a press conference in a hospital talking about how devastating Medicaid cuts would be for a very vulnerable population of really sick kids. And I said, any Republican member of Congress who can come to a place like this and look in these children's eyes and their parents' eyes, and then go back to Washington and still cut Medicaid, well, you are the cruelest, most heartless people who ever walked this earth. I'm also fighting on education cuts. We're going to lose $5 billion from the Department of Education. So I have very clear lines of what the battle lines are. And I fought when they tried to take away funding or talk about shutting down our congestion pricing, first in the nation. That is good for the environment. It gets cars off the streets, reduces congestion. That's what we're doing in New York City. No one else has tried this in our country, and they're trying to stop us. And I made a very strong point. Here, the Trump administration says it's better for states to control make decisions on whether or not a woman can control her own body, leaving reproductive rights, abortion rights to the states, control their own body. But you're telling me as governor, I can't control my own traffic patterns. So those are the areas I'm happy to have the fight, and I have. But areas where I can find some common ground will mostly be around infrastructure. And I wanted to create a bond with the White House in terms of saying, can I get your support to redo Penn Station, for example? Anybody who's come through Penn Station would know exactly what I'm talking about, why it needs to be done. So I would just say in these meetings, I'm very clear on my values. And I said in my first conversation with the president, I will support and talk to you about policies that are beneficial to our state, especially on infrastructure. But I would always stand up and fight for our values as New Yorkers. That's a real easy lane for me. And all Democratic governors, I believe, are feeling the same. We'll work over here in this area where we have some common ground, but there's a much bigger swath of differences where we have to be loud voices on behalf of our constituents.